Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night if you're getting ready to go to bed. Hi, I'm Lisa Ackberry, your hair doctor, and today I want to speak with you about so many things. Well, first, of course, I've got to get your questions answered, and thank you guys so much for these wonderful questions. We'll get right into it because we want to continue our book, The Black Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair. We're doing our cyber reading, and let's see, we're going to talk about chemical reactions, preparing your hair and scalp for chemicals. So those of you out there with friends who are doing chemicals, or even, it may just be color, and I don't know what's happening with this time today. It seems to be just wanting to tear up, even though I've been doing some great praise music this morning, so maybe that's it. But anyways, if you're wearing color, no matter what you're wearing, if it's a chemical, then we're going to talk about that today and preparing your hair and scalp for it. But first, let's get your questions in. It says, Dr. Ackberry, Miss Ackberry, how are you doing this evening? So I guess she did this on the evening. I'm well, thank you. Said I have a question. Can I do ABC? You mean ACV? Okay, well, I'm not sure what ABC is. But if you're speaking of apple cider vinegar after a hair color, I don't recommend apple cider vinegar at all, because it does, even though, listen to me ladies, friends, family, even though apple cider vinegar can dissolve a lot of hard pollutants, and people like that because we wear it, as women, we tend to put a lot of things on our hair, products to make our hair do what we want it to do, and we're not using shampoos, so apple cider vinegar can dissolve, but once it dissolves past any of those pollutants, it dehydrates, so that's why I just don't recommend it. It says, I love you so much. Oh, I felt that. Okay, see, I already told you I was tearing up. Now you're going to make me cry. I love you so much too. I love you so much, and I know sometimes people wonder, well, how can you love people you haven't seen? But I can feel you through what you say to me, your comments, and I just love you back, and I thank God for you. I thank God for people like you as well. I thank God because this is what we do. When I do what I do with you, when I come on and I talk to you, okay, and that eye is just gonna give me a tear. I've got to find some tissue because my eye is doing some weird something. Anyway, so when I come on and I talk to y'all, I do it from the heart, and I know that all that I am, all that I hope to be, all that I desire to be, all that I pray to be comes from God. All that is good. And what I'm giving you is a good thing, and that's knowledge, so that you will be empowered. So I love you back. Since you're so positive and knowledgeable, thank you, thank you, thank you. It says, are you a trichologist and do you have a school? I am a certified trichologist, board certified. I went before a trichology board to defend my dissertation, oh goodness, many years ago. And I don't have a school, but I am affiliated with a college. I work with a college in here in my city, and we have an online trichology course. You can go on my website at lisaackberry.com and register as a professional, a licensed cosmetologist, and then you will get trichology information sent to you. Alright? Okay guys, this is Dr. Ackberry. I love your videos. Keep them coming. But I am not a medical doctor, and I never profess to be, but I am a trichologist. So I just want to make sure you guys know. I know you know that, those of you who know me, but I just want to make sure. Just wanted to say thanks for taking the time to answer our questions. Keep up the good work. To God be the glory in Jesus. I say that is actually on my walls in my building. To God be the glory in Jesus. It is. Thank you. And that is true. To God be the glory. do you have any pictures of scarred alopecia that will not grow back, and some pictures of scarred alopecia that could grow back? You did not say if you have helped someone grow their hair back, and how long will it take to know if your hair will ever grow back. Okay. And she signs the traction alopecia. Okay, this is scarring alopecia is permanent. Scarring alopecia. The thing that I've uncovered in my research, as I look at the follicles, you have follicular units, and follicular units are just little pores that actually hold your follicles. And in each follicular unit, you can have 3, 4 follicles in that pore, but each follicle is a pore itself. So you can have 3 or 4 pores within that larger pore. You follow me? Because the hair is in a tube-like impression called a follicle, which is a mini, teeny, miniature micro pore. And so what happens with scarring alopecia, you may have, and we have uncovered this through our research, and that's how I find out things, because there's so much mystery around scarring alopecia, cicatricial, these traction alopecia. What we'll find is that within that follicular unit, and within those follicles that are in that follicular unit, we'll find one follicle that's scarred. We'll find a follicle beside it that's allowing a hair to emerge, and then we'll find a follicle beside that that's just blocked. Yes, from scalp pollutants, environmental, cosmetics. So the follicle that's scarred is a follicle that is gone, because once you've destroyed that follicle and scarred, that means your damage was in a 2nd degree level, and possibly 3rd, which meant it was in the dermis and on into the delicate tissue, which the follicle is a precious cargo inside the dermis, the developmental reproductive portion of the follicle. And whenever you scar in there, it's gone. It's like trying to live without a heart. You can't do it. You cannot live without that follicle. So the scarring destroys the follicle. With that being said, the beautiful part of our research is that we have found follicles that are not completely destroyed within the follicular unit. They're just blocked. So basically what we do is remove the blockage in our treatment programs. So I'll be more than happy to speak with you more. You can call for counseling, call my research, go on my website, email me, ask for a phone appointment, and we can talk privately. Send me some pictures. But I can tell you, when you're looking at a photo, you won't be able to see whether or not that's a scar or it's a blockage. Only a microscopic view of your follicular unit, at least at a 200x, will allow us to see what that is around the follicle, if it's still there or if it's blocked. Alright, and just hang in there and keep praying, believing, and let's see what happens. Remember the story in the Bible when Ezekiel about those dry bones, okay? Alright. Now, I know I'll get criticism from that from some people, but I don't care, because I do believe in miracles. I believe that God is a good God, and that you believe He can heal, that Jesus died for you, and that you will be healed by His stripes. And I believe that. I do. I don't care how much science, I don't care. I've seen miracles. Science tells me one thing, the miracle of God tells me another, and that's who I believe. Alright, says great videos. Your hair looks really moisturized and healthy. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Oh, I skipped one. Hello, Lisa, my hair doctor. Yes, I am your hair doctor. I noticed my edges, my hairline, has gotten thinner since I had my last child 15 years ago. I thought when I gave up relaxers 8 months ago, it would grow back. It didn't. Is there anything that can help grow back my hairline? Let me just say this, guys. Whenever you have alopecia or any kind of density inconsistencies or changes, please see a trichologist, one that uses a handheld microscope. Even if you have to fly in to see me, use it for your holiday time. Come and see me or someone in your area that has a handheld microscope, because we need to see what's really going on with that follicle. Sometimes after having a child, there's postpartum hair loss, where the follicle has lost that hair and will lose the hair after, because the actual follicles, or the hormone, follicular units, the hormone that it takes to sustain the fetus actually causes the hair growth cycle to alter. Everything's out of balance. Well, whenever you have the child, then everything kind of plays catch up. So instead of shedding hair while you're pregnant, you don't shed as much because of that hormone change. But when you have the baby, you can shed excessively, and it usually shows up in your least dense areas, which is usually your hairline. So yes, you definitely want that checked. But there may be some other things. That's usually about 2 years and it's over. But you're speaking 15 years. So there's probably some other problems there. That's why you want the examination. It says, I mainly wear my hair in twists to avoid tangles. Do you have any tips on how to wear it out more? I would like to wear froze, twist outs, braid outs, but the resulting tangles and breakage are just not worth it. Let me tell you guys something I absolutely love. And I said today I was not going to take my hair down, but I absolutely love wearing my hair out. I have medium to coarse hair, and I'm going to talk about that some more because this might need a question about that. And the reason why many people are not able to wear their hair out and it tangles so much is because the condition of the shaft. You have to have a compact cuticle so that your cuticles are not lifting, so they don't web together. You have to condition your hair. I mean, you have to clean it so that you can get to the hair surface, because you cannot condition if it's not clean. It's, you know, the girl has some body, but anyway, I felt it shaking. Yeah, shake your hair, bro. Okay, commercial already. Anyways, you can't possibly condition, and the reason why people tangle is that up on my screen. The reason why people tangle is because their hair is not healthy. I'm telling you guys, you have healthy, and you're not managing it well. So we'll do these protective styles, and we'll get length. That does not equate or equal to health. You can have short hair and be healthy, or you can have short hair and be damaged. You can have long hair and be healthy, or long hair and be damaged. So in order to wear your twist out, braids out, all your fro out, you're going to have to deep condition. You're going to have to condition your hair nightly with your leave-in conditioners. You're going to have to protect and preserve the hair so the cuticle's more compact. Yeah, and the twist technique on my website is just it's just the technique. It doesn't show all these beautiful creative things that you guys are doing on YouTube. The relaxing information was fantastic. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay, let's see what's one. I don't want to skip anyone. Okay, it says help. No matter what I do, I get split ends. Water, moisture, condition, seal, and still get them. And please help. Love you back. Okay. Split ends, wear and tear. Split ends come from wear and tear. So that means that your hair itself, like if I have really long hair, well I do, but if I didn't wear my hair down, which is why one of the reasons I wear it up all the time, but it's just easy. And it's kind of cute too, don't you think? But anyways, the wearing on your clothes, that can cause the ends to split. Just age and tearing. Most of you do that detangling. I don't believe in that. I believe that if you are tangled, you have to detangle. So let me get that clear. But I believe in not creating tangles so you don't have to detangle, because that creates more splits. So when you take your comb and you're carefully detangling, you're putting microscopic tears on the shaft, and that eventually will cause you to split. So you can condition and seal and do whatever. So that's just half of it. The other half of it is how you protect it. All right. Okay. Next and last, I think, and then we can go on to our reading. It says, Dr. Ackberry, you keep us in the know and moving in the right direction. Thank you. I'd like to know how those of us with medium and coarse hair with the title curl pattern can define our curl without gels. I can achieve the look I want when my hair is wet, but as soon as it's dry, it looks like a cotton ball. Oh, I don't mind that look, but there are times when I want my curls to stay intact. I could check in your site for the 2-strand vid. Okay, the 2-strand one on my site, again, is just a technique. I don't go into a full style with it. But let me just tell you something. I have medium to coarse hair, but I have medium degree of kinkiness. I don't have extreme kinkiness. With that, this is what you want to do. You said the key thing. When my hair is wet, there's definition. Gel is not what you need. You need hydration. So there's a product, and I'm going to tell you, because you know I don't really go on this site selling my products, but I want to tell you about Naturally Textured. And I don't have a jar here, but anyways, you can go on my website, lilysackberry.com. With your Naturally Textured, what you do after you've towel blotched your hair, and I put my leave-in conditioner hair vitamin on, then you can take your Naturally Textured and you smooth your hair so it's like ribbon. Do a section, and you only need a small, you don't need small sections. You can do large sections. You just twist your hair, and when you get to the end, you want to just twirl the end so it looks like a ribbon. And then I'm going to show you something, because I still have product in my hair, of course, always. And I'm going to show you what happens and how I take my hair down. So you turn and you turn, and you take your finger and you swirl until you got this little curl. Can y'all see that close up? Yeah, I'm sure you can. You see the little curl on the end of my hair. Okay. Now, when you take it loose, you put oils on your finger, and then you reverse. You reverse your twist, and then you slide it loose, and you let it hang, and you will have definition. Now, if I had Naturally Textured on, it will be very, very, very defined. And right now, I usually sleep in my hair vitamins, my leave-in conditioner, and I still get definition because my hair is so healthy. But that's what you do, and you will have that definition. But Naturally Textured, it makes your hair look like it's texturized without having the chemical. Love it. It was a blessed product. Kind of stumbled on it with my chemist, but it's like, okay, Lord, thank you. Excuse me. Okay, let's get right down to our reading. Oh my goodness, we have just been talking, and I have not got to the reading. Okay, let's talk. I'm going to read, and then I'm going to go back and give my commentary. Oh, you know what? I got to stop again, because I have not talked to y'all about what's behind me. You see this little thing right here? This is my Happy Mother's Day balloon. My baby gave it to me. And I've got flowers on the other side of the room. I don't know if I can grab a tulip or, oh shoot, I have to show y'all another time. My flowers are on that side of the room. I didn't prepare. But I did want to share my balloon. So all you mommies out there, Happy Mother's Day. I love you, love you, love you. Happy Mother's Day to you, because that's coming up. I know I'm dating this video. I don't care. I just cannot go without saying it. And y'all see my balloon my baby gave it. I have twins. My baby gave it to me. She's 27. Okay, let's get to the book. Let's get to reading. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot about that. Oh, so glad I remembered. Alright, so Black Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair. Chemical reactions. Let's talk about them. Now, some of you have chemical burns. They think that chemicals should burn. No, they shouldn't. A sensitive scalp comes from a damaged scalp. A damaged scalp is nothing more than a worn, thin epidermis. You're getting close to the basal, your pain receptors are responding, and you burn. If you allow your skin to renew itself, the epidermis is there to protect, and you won't have the burning. Okay, chemical reactions can be minimized by not applying chemicals to damaged scalp. When your scalp is thin and worn, do not apply your chemicals. When a chemical is applied to your hair, and we know we're not relaxing scalp, but hair is an appendage of the skin, scalp, when the chemical is applied to your hair and it causes your scalp to burn, and it causes your scalp to burn and your hair to break. Your scalp and hair has become sensitive. So if you're breaking and you're burning, you got a sensitive scalp and sensitive hair. Okay, that means it's damaged. Now how do we prepare our hair? Preparing your hair and scalp for chemicals. Remember, you can control, and you know how important it is to care for your scalp. You can control this problem. You know how important it is to care for your scalp, protecting and preserving your scalp. A sensitive scalp and hair comes from damaged scalp and hair. You must avoid all chemicals for a period of time to allow the scalp to heal and become strong. The hair becomes stronger. The renewing process of the scalp, in 30 to 45 days, you got new skin anyway. So the deep conditioning, clarifying, all of that, hydrating, stimulating, all of that, protecting, lubricating, that's going to give you an environment so your skin will renew itself properly. So let me just say it in an organized manner. A clean, acidic, stimulated, hydrated environment. Shampoo it with a acid balanced shampoo. That's the acidic. Stimulate, massage, so you increase the blood circulation, so you increase the renewing process, or encourage the renewing process. And don't scratch with the shampoo brush. I don't care how itchy it is. Do your pre-shampoo technique with your shampoo sitting on your scalp and allowing it to break up some of that buildup. But do not, absolutely do not scratch your scalp. Hydrate it. Make sure that you oil your scalp while your hair is wet. And that way, when your scalp dries, it won't dry out. That oil will seal in the natural hydration. And that's important. Okay, with your hair, deep conditioning, equalizing the porosity so that your cuticle layers are more compact, so your hair absorbs the chemical in a more controlled manner. Just because you have natural hair doesn't mean it's healthy hair. Healthy hair comes from hair being protected, preserved, taken care of. Okay? It's very important that we understand that. Well, keep that in mind, because I know I've preached it to you enough. I know you understand it. You just have to keep it in mind. Alright. Let's talk about some things. Avoid shampoos that are higher pH than 6. Our hair is 100 times more acidic, 100 times more, your product can be 100 times more alkaline in any direction on that pH scale. 0 to 7 average values, 0 to 14 average values on the pH scale. 7 is neutral. Our hair is 100 times more acidic than 7. So you want to go on the other side of that pH scale, okay? You want to go on with your shampoos. And look at the little number on the bottom of the bottle. It usually will tell you. Something as simple as that. Avoid the use of gels on the scalp and hair because they dehydrate. Products that dehydrate, in other words. Shampoo at least every 3 days. Never go longer than 7 days. Why? Because our scalp is skin, and after about 3 days we have a natural buildup of dead skin cells, We've collected environmental pollutants. We've collected cosmetic pollutants, and they're beginning to solidify on our scalp. So we have to take care of that. After 7, it's filthy. It really is. Never scratch the scalp or lift the dandruff. I can remember back in the day, that was part of the service, and some of the salons still now, they're writing poems about it, drawing pictures about it. Art about lifting dandruff, but it's wrong. It is something we've done in our salons, but it's wrong. Always treat scalp as skin. Scalp is skin. Your hair is not just floating above your head. You wouldn't go around and just dig into or keep your body filthy, so don't do that to your scalp. Limit the amount of heated tools. Limit the temperature. Be careful. Limit the amount of heat styling before applying any chemical. One, because we tend to burn, and so if we burn our hair, then our porosity is going to be a problem, or we tend to overheat our hair. So if our porosity, that causes more tears in the shaft, and it causes the porosity issue, so the chemical process is faster. So you really need to be careful with the temperature, more so than just how often you shampoo. It's the temperature itself. Okay, let's see. Before your hair is chemically treated, sit under a cold dryer to close your pores. It's called pre-treating. I recommend it, and I talk about it in my book, the steps and how to do it. Because sometimes you'll go in the salon and they won't pre-treat your hair. They don't have time, or it's not part of their service. So what you do is you pre-treat your hair. You oil your scalp, and I like to use my product, Oil Sheen in a Jar. But you oil your scalp with somewhat of a dense oil, and then the one that will allow your scalp to breathe. And then you sit under a cool dryer. You also spray leave-in conditioner on the hair, and then you sit under a cool dryer. Two things are going to happen. One, you're going to close up the pores, equalize the porosity of the hair, and then also it's going to differentiate that line of difference or demarcation where the new growth ends and the chemically treated hair begins, because all you want your stylist to do is to relax the natural hair. No overlapping. Okay, let's see. Also, before your hair is chemically treated, so I mentioned that, apply oil around the hairline, and I mentioned the pre-treating, and that's really, really important. And also, remind your stylist, this is something that you want, is for her to, or him, to relax your hair on the new growth only hairline last. The hairline, if you notice, we'll say, well, that hair gets kinkier faster. No, it doesn't. That hair is frizzed from you cleaning around your face, your ears, and your neck, but it really does not get kinkier fast. The strands are smaller, and the hair itself, the strands are smaller, and the hair itself is less dense. So you're talking about a few strands that are very small. Okay, so if you relax and you beat on that hairline, you're actually wearing the hairline away. And this is why we see some improvement when we stop relaxing our hair. But if we've lost the follicle, then even if we stop relaxing our hair, and the hair won't come back if we've lost the follicle, or if there's a blocked follicle. Alright, this weekend, I want you guys to go do something nice for a mother. If your mother has gone on to be with the Lord, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. If your mother is here on earth, then you go and you be with her if you can. You call her, you send her a card. If you have separated from your mother, anything bad, just talk to God. Fall on your face before the Lord. If you have a mother that you can talk to, you go give her, touch her, you give her a hug, and you touch her face, you kiss her face, you hug her, you squeeze her. I love you guys. Happy Mother's Day. To God be the glory in Jesus. Next week, we're going to talk about the journey from kinky to straight. We're going to talk about that. Alright, love you guys. To God be the glory in Jesus. See you next week. I'm your hair doctor, Lisa Ackberry. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.